department is a question.
I was actually hoping we could get something done while the government was shut down, but I guess that's not going to happen. When you talk about hiring a consultant to finish out the, or to update the EIS, is that what I heard you say?
That's correct, yeah.
Where are those funds coming from to pay for that consultant?
Do you know the answer to that, Aaron? That's part of the funds that are currently allocated.
Is that part of the $10 million fund that we got from the Mesquite landscapes?
That's where it would come from.
We are going to be judicious in the consultant that we hire and not hire one we've used before.
John Wilson at the city has sent that out for RFQ and RFP, and so there'll be, I don't know exact process that he's implementing, but there's going to be, again, process to review those and then the award, however that goes. But that is directly with the city, so I would probably turn that to the city for to answer that.
Can the city council representative on the water board have any input onto that question?
Here's what I'll tell you. I think if you look at that consultant where he is today, that might give you an indication of whether he may be used again or not, or that group of consultants. Just pretty good indication. I don't think they're being used here either. That might answer the question.
Okay.
We've got there's been extensive studies already for the species, both in the Clark County multiple species and then the Virgin River habitat. You don't see any indication they're going to try to add more species that's already listed, do you?
Now I think that's why we have a high level of confidence that we can make the case that the species we're impacting are the species we're impacting.
So they're not trying to add some new ones.
Again, it's a little bit of a process because there's a public comment period, there's other things, but again, we feel very confident that we know what species we're impacting here, both riparian plants and otherwise. There's a couple of plant species that we think Fish and Wildlife and potentially the BLM might push for inclusion. But even if they do, those are so de minimis in terms of the cost. So yeah, no, those studies are pretty exhaustive. We feel very comfortable about it.
Are we going to be responsible for the desert tortoise if we pull out of the Clark County plan?
Yes. The desert tortoise will be added to our plan. That's got to be covered by one or the other. And so the desert tortoise, they've already done that. They've cut and pasted, as I recall, Aaron, they've cut and pasted those portions out of the county plan into ours.
Has it ever been determined what's going to happen with the Bunkerville side of the river?
I don't think
whether they're going to be under the Virgin River, or the Virgin River Habitat Plan, or are they going to stay in Clark County, or has anybody decided how Bunkerville is going to be handled in this split plan?
We're seceding from the union, so.
I'm going with you, dude.
I don't think that's been resolved yet. That's not a question I asked John, and I should have. Again, John's sort of taken over here, and I'm providing the support that he needs politically and through the delegations, but I don't think that's been entirely resolved.
I don't see it working any other way than than Bunkerville being part of it. I mean, the water providers, the Virgin Valley Water District, I mean, hell with that. It's got to work that way.
It makes logical sense. That doesn't mean it's going to happen that way. We've been down this road enough on this thing.
That's why Warren and Aaron are involved with it. So.
I'll try to get you a better answer on that too.
All right, thanks.
I do recall the discussion has occurred. It's come up. In addition to some lands that aren't developable along the Virgin River, those issues have all come up in terms of what the impact is. So I'll try to get you a better answer.
Okay.
Okay, is there any other questions? Warren, we thank you very much.
Thanks, Warren. Thank you. Thank you very much.